When did you realize your childhood hobby meant more than you thought? I was 9 when Grandpa first asked me to build a birdhouse with him. My brothers Josh and Jimmy both got new PlayStations that Christmas while I got a children's tool set. Mom thought I'd be disappointed, but Grandpa had other plans. Come over Saturday, he told me. We'll make something that lasts. Every Saturday morning after that, Mom would drop all 3 of us at Grandpa's house. Josh and Jimmy would race to the basement where Grandpa had set up an old TV with their video games. I'd follow Grandpa to his workshop in the garage. The first birdhouse took us nearly 3 weekends to complete. My cuts were crooked, the roof was uneven, and the paint dripped everywhere. Grandpa hung it in his backyard anyway. Next one will be better, he promised. By the time I was 12, we had a system. Grandpa would cut the wood during the week, and we'd assemble 2 or 3 houses each Saturday. We experimented with different designs. Bluebird houses with specific hole sizes, purple martin colonies with multiple compartments, decorative Victorian-style houses with tiny porches. When I asked what happened to all the houses we made, Grandpa just winked and said, "They find good homes." At 13, I started noticing how my brothers made fun of my stupid bird boxes. Josh, 16 by then, said I was wasting my weekends. Jimmy would mimic the sound of my sanding block while making exaggerated snoring noises. When I told Grandpa I was thinking about stopping, his face fell. "Just one more Saturday," he said. "I've got a special design in mind." That Saturday turned into another 4 years of Saturdays. Through high school, while my friends went to mall, I built birdhouses. My brothers now drove themselves to Grandpa's house just to play the newest games he'd buy them. They'd leave after a few hours while I stayed until dinner, covered in sawdust. By senior year, college applications loomed. Mom and Dad sat me down for the talk about finances. "Your brothers both chose state schools because that's what we can afford," Dad explained. "We expect you'll do the same." I nodded, thinking about the design schools I'd been researching but couldn't possibly afford. That spring, Grandpa started teaching me more advanced woodworking. "Dovetail joints last forever," he explained, showing me how to fit pieces together without nails. We built fewer houses but spent more time on each one. When I showed him my acceptance letter to State University, he nodded but didn't say much. "You could do more," was all he said. 2 weeks after my graduation, Grandpa had a stroke. He lingered for 3 days in the hospital before passing. At the funeral, Josh and Jimmy talked about video game tournaments Grandpa had watched them play. I couldn't speak when my turn came. What could I say about hundreds of Saturdays and birdhouses that were now just memories? A week after the funeral, a lawyer called. "Your grandfather left something specific for you," he said. When I arrived at his office, he handed me a key. "Storage unit 21, he said you'd understand." My brothers were annoyed when they found out. "We just got his old gaming systems," Josh complained. "What's so special about a storage unit?" I drove there alone the next day. The unit was larger than I expected, about the size of a single-car garage. When I rolled up the door, I froze. Shelves lined every wall, filled with birdhouses. Our birdhouses. At least 200 of them, each one I recognized from Saturdays over the years. My crooked first attempt, the purple martin colony, the Victorian with tiny shutters I'd spent weeks perfecting. On a small desk in the corner sat a manila envelope. Inside was a note in Grandpa's handwriting. "Everyone sold for $50. This college fund is built from our Saturdays. P.S. Your siblings got video games. You got a future." Underneath were bank statements showing deposits spanning 15 years. Small deposits, $100 here, $150 there, totaling just over $40,000. And a stack of receipts, sales to nature stores, craft fairs, online customers. On the drive home, I called the design school I'd dreamed of attending. "Is it too late to accept my admission?" I asked. It wasn't. When I told my brothers about the storage unit, they laughed at first. "Birdhouses? That's what he left you?" Then I told them about the college fund. "He sold them?" Jimmy asked. "Every Saturday," I replied, "while you were playing games."